Chapter 638, Possible Enemy. My father bore the last name Andariel, cut down by a curse unleashed by a devil's projection during a ritual gone awry. Inheriting his mantle, I became a Beyonder. My mother remains a mystery, perhaps just another name etched into my father's ledger of victims. Upon the murky surface of a dark mirror, Bram Andariel's blood-drained visage recounted his origins with an impassive mask. Franca, invited by Lumion, faced a full-body mirror, employing her unique magic mirror spirit channeling technique to delve into the Andariel family and the Rose school of thought. Regrettably, Bram lingered on the fringes of the secret organization and his devilish family. His insights were scant. Moreover, to divert Lumion's scrutiny and covertly finalize the ritual preparations, he divulged truths without deceit. With spirit channeling reaching its threshold, Franca posed a final query. Who leads the Andariel family now? Bram's increasingly translucent and sinister countenance contorted abruptly. He's dead. He became a sacrifice. Sacrifice, such theatricality. Before Franca could delve deeper, Bram's figure waned swiftly, dissipating into nothingness. As the demoness of pleasure concluded the ritual, she clicked her tongue and addressed Lumion. The Andariel family's state is dire. Even the patriarch can be offered as a sacrifice. Are they fully controlled by the Rose school of thought? In light of the Temperance faction's alignment with the Church of the Fool within the Rose school of thought, Franca glossed over distinctions between factions. After all, the Rose school likely teamed with adherents of indulgence. Lumion responded contemplatively. The situation in the abyss isn't quite right either. Whether Nabordisley was the pseudonym of Devil Monarch Farbody or not, the plight of the blood-colored demon deep within Hanth Island mirrored the abyss's troubles to some extent. With a scoff, Lumion remarked, "We're accustomed to damning others to hell and the abyss. We believed it to be the worst place. Who knew the abyss itself could decay? It's falling into its own abyss." A hellish jest indeed. Franca glanced at the pristine night sky, less tainted by industrial pollution. The crimson moon of the southern continent appeared clearer and brighter. She steered the conversation back on track. If Hisoka truly is from the devil pathway, his actions make sense. The research society was lax, minimal filters or restrictions on its members. Franca and Lumion were aware that the curly-haired baboons research society operated in a way that there were no devil pathway beyonders, but nobody knew the truth. Membership didn't entail self-declaration of pathways or proof. Sequences were discerned through interactions at gatherings. Hisoka remained an enigma, his pathways and sequence elusive even to key April Fool's members. Hisoka has always been a loner. He rarely participates in other April Fool's pranks. Is he afraid of being discovered as a devil? Lumion contemplated, adding, he was most inclined to collaborate with Mad Lady, an unabashed lunatic who couldn't care less. She might even relish the prospect of testing if a devil's blood runs cold. I sense a subtle mockery, insinuating my penchant for experimentation. Yet, despite being a cold-blooded, the remnant blood of the serial killer Bram retained a hint of warmth. Does cold-blooded mainly denote emotional detachment rather than literal coldness? Or could it be the southern continent's summer, heating up the blood of cold-blooded creatures? Franca's musings drifted. Franca then cautioned Lumion, if Hisoka is truly a devil, he'll sense your malice the moment you uncover a key clue. He can decide whether to strike or flee, shifting to another country to hide. Damn it, pursuing a devil is a real hassle. When we can't beat him, he strikes first. When we can, he's nowhere to be found. We could use a demon hunter in times like these, Lumion half-jokingly remarked. From Devilology, Lumion knew that Sequence 4 of the warrior pathway was the demon hunter, an expert in hunting devils. They were natural adversaries to devils, desire apostles, and even demons. One of the demon hunter's crucial skills was concealing their actions and intentions, making it impossible for targets capable of sensing danger to detect them. Franca concurred succinctly. Now I see why Madam Magician sent you the spirit world's coordinates, instructing you to visit the new city of Silver and find Mr. Sun to eliminate the remaining corruption. It's dominated by the warrior pathway and boasts many demon hunters. though enlisting a demon hunter throughout the entire process might strain our resources. That was a genuine demigod. While dealing with Hisoka was Lumien's personal grudge, major Arcana card holders would also take notice, given Hisoka's potential alignment with that celestial worthy. Lumien chuckled. No need for a demon hunter to intervene directly. I wonder if they can craft charms, potions, or items concealing malice. If so, we can spend a hefty sum through the Tarot Club's connections to acquire them or engage in item exchange. Start inquiring soon, Franca advised. If Hisoka is a desire apostle, be cautious. You carry too many random items, and some mystical items have adverse effects on emotions and desires. He could detonate them, injuring you instantly. As she spoke, Franca's lips trembled before she sealed them shut. Lumien nodded solemnly, refraining from boasting about his ascetic abilities. Having recently endured an explosion of emotions and desires, he understood it was beyond the endurance of an ascetic, causing physical damage to the brain. Franca then said, the one chasing the serial killer was from the Numinous Episcopate, not a regular patrol member. The currents in Matani run deep. The Numinous Episcopate, a clandestine organization in the southern continent, was rumored to trace its origins to the former royal descendants of the Balam Empire and Beyonders unwilling to forsake death as their faith. Their ultimate aim was to restore death to his throne, ruling East and West Balam once more. Lumien strolled to the window, gazing at the street. He grinned and commented, "This is the chaotic southern continent. Actually, what piques my interest is why the Rose School of Thought is collecting information about the daily lives of Port Pylos residents. It seems like they want to govern this place. That's not their usual style." Lumien had limited knowledge of the Rose School of Thought's past. All he knew was their recent spree of sacrifices, leaving bloodshed wherever they occupied. Running a city or port for extended periods didn't align with their usual behavior. Nothing is certain. Franca's mind was working overtime recently. After a moment's reflection, she added, regardless of the Rose School of Thought's motives, considering the sacrifices they've conducted in recent years, they should have gained substantial boons from the Mother Tree of Desire. Now, with Devil family members in the mix, encountering a significant Rose School of Thought member may mean dealing with a dual bearer of potions and boons. Perhaps a zombie recipient, wraith tree spirit, or sex addict apostle, similar to a hunter-monk like you. Franca, always more adept at nicknames and unconventional thoughts than Lumien, playfully referred to Beyonders, who were both zombies and recipients, as zombie recipients. Her primary intention was to caution Lumien that certain Rose School of Thought members might exploit abilities like those of the sex addict to provoke his desires. Later, in their desire apostle form, they could detonate those desires, providing end-to-end service. It would be a formidable challenge. In Lumien's condition, facing such Beyonders posed considerable danger. Lumien chuckled, somewhat self-deprecatingly. Why do I feel like a powder keg, ready to explode with the slightest touch? Nevertheless, I don't intend to meddle in the Rose School of Thought's affairs. I'll write to Madam Magician and report the traces of the Rose School of Thought in Port Pylos. Someone will investigate and handle it. Aren't Mr. Star and Mr. Moon among the major Arcana card holders overseeing the Rose School of Thought? My sole focus is Hisoka. At least, we can be sure that even if he's of the Devil pathway, he likely has no connection to the Andariel family. Otherwise, the Rose School of Thought wouldn't have dispatched Bram and company for reconnaissance. Bram wouldn't have been oblivious if a family member had been active here. Franca hesitated for a moment before adding, just be careful. Having escorted Franca back to Trier, Lumien stowed away Bram's serial killer Beyonder characteristic. It took the form of a sharp-edged, prismatic ice cube, enveloping faint wisps of thin black gas. Upon reaching Hotel Orella, Lumien approached the trio of mechanical elevators, pulled the handle, and stood patiently. With a creak, the double doors opened simultaneously. Lumien's silhouette, elongated by the crystal chandelier behind him, was mirrored in the mechanical lift. Beside him stood a slender human shadow.